What's happening? I'm gonna sound stuffy. I have a cold. It's nothing else. I was tested. It's nothing but a cold. But I have a cold. But we're still gonna play makeup, so let's do this. Luckily, it's like the mildest cold that I think I've ever had. All I have is a little bit of stuffiness, but I can still breathe, so I'm good. Now, today's tutorial is gonna be about spicy priced makeup that you might wanna add to your holiday list. I got my cough drop and I'm good to go. So most of you know that I don't use a lot of primers. Now I use some, but I want to recommend these two skincare items. Y'all have seen me use these a million times. And if you go check out my saved highlights for my skin prep saved highlights, these are going to be in there. Please do yourself a favor and put this on your list. If you're into anything about skin prep, this one would be so good for all skin types because no matter what, the under eye, it can always do with some hydration. And then I put this on top of the eye cream that I already have on. It just kind of locks it in. Amazing. And then if I'm feeling super dry or if I have any dry patches, I mix this in with the smallest amount of my foundation or concealer. So I would even wear this with this sometimes if I'm extra dry. 10 out of 10. So you already know what eyeshadow base I'm going to recommend. Clean Canvas. I believe my code works for this one again. If you use code SPICY, you can get a little bit of a discount. This is just the eye base. It never lets me down. Just make sure you're using a brush with short, dense bristles like the C31. And make sure that you're just pressing it across the lid space instead of swiping. It's all about smooth, even layers. I'm giving chipmunk over here today. Don't you judge me. That's so satisfying. Oh, I forgot to label this. I label it and then I'll save it to my highlights so you'll see it right there. So that's all I'm doing right now. Label, label, label. Now I'm going to show you two palettes. I am. But the rest is going to be up to you because most of you probably already have neutral. I've talked about this so many times. But I will say that these neutrals are extra special. The formulation on these mattes and these shimmers, they're something we haven't seen before because of how soft they are, but still pigmented. This is an absolutely fantastic palette. But if you're wanting something with a little bit of color but still has some neutrals, this one, if I can get it open. My cold has me weak. Not really. Love this palette. I've used this several times. It's wonderful. It has colors like this, some neutrals. Believe it or not, you can transition with this color and it just kind of warms up colors like this. I love everything about this palette. Since I don't feel completely like myself, I'm not going to do a completely feral look, but we'll get back to our feral looks next week. So I'll probably use the Mario palette, but I'm going to show you one more palette. And then if you already have your neutrals and you already have your mild spicy palette, you might as well get this palette because this palette right here is fun. There's just no other way to say it. This is one of the most fun palettes I have ever used. And a lot of us might already have the neutrals. We might already have the neutrals and a little bit of spicy colors together. But if you're looking for a palette that just is like nothing else that you already have in your collection, excuse me, it's this one. And if you want to see looks with those, just check my recent saved highlights, maybe about a month back for the Danessa one. You'll see me using all of those palettes. I'm actually excited to use this palette again. It's been a while. I'm going to start with this shade and let's make sure that we're not setting creases. And by that, I mean, let's just make sure it's smooth here. Perfect. The shadow is on this side of the brush. Focus, there we go. And we'll just lay that down. It actually feels nice to sit here and do my makeup. Whenever I don't feel that great, it actually is kind of nice. It's these soft tapping motions. It's like a little face massage. Look how smooth that is. Now let's just grab this shade. See where this takes us on our makeup journey today. And let's set this outer part here. I think we might need to darken it a little bit more, so we'll just grab a little bit of this shade. Do you see how soft they are? They're really, really interesting. Perfect. Now let's grab this color on a C30. And let's make sure this is smooth again. And then we'll just start to layer this up. I'm gonna stop it about right there. And then we definitely want to leave that space there because we're just gonna do a shadowing today. It's gonna be a lot easier. Ooh, that's pretty. Have you all ever noticed that I rarely, if ever, wet my brushes? And the reason why is because wetting your brush, it does work, but you can get hard pan, and I want to do a video on that. But you'll always notice that none of my shimmers ever have hard pan. And I'm letting that tacky base kind of do the job for me, because this wouldn't be any more bright if I wet my brush, because that base is wet, but then it's also not getting on here. It's the little thing, y'all. Super, super easy. Let's grab our E27. And if you can't shut one eye like I can, just kind of tilt your head back and then just fill in that gap. Just make sure you're pressing, because you're kind of packing that onto that eyeshadow base. And then I'm going to relax my eye and just kind of shade it a little bit more there. So these here are my favorite Spicy Price lashes. I wear them almost every single day. So you definitely need to add them to your list. And they're very beginner friendly too, because of how thin the lash band is. They're so comfortable, and as you can see, they're really easy to put on. Here we go. Push it down. Love these so much. So let's talk spicy priced foundations. I'm going to show you this one. I think this one would be so great. Not only does it wear amazingly, you get a powder too, and this one's from Patrick Ta. I've done wear tests. I've done everything with this one except for get it open. I love everything about this foundation, and I love that you get a powder, and the powder is actually wonderful too. Excuse me. But I will say, for very oily, combination could absolutely wear this with the right skin prep. But for oily, very oily, I would skip this, but I'm going to show you more. But balance to dry combination, I think this would be fantastic. Now for oily skin, I'm going to recommend the Kevyn Aucoin balm. I just feel like the way that it sat on the skin would be perfect for oily skin types. And a lot of you agree with me. A lot of you in the DM said that you have oily skin and this works beautifully for you. I think it was just fantastic. And even though I'm balanced to dry, it still wore beautifully on me. I will say a little bit goes a long way, and a really dense brush pressing is the key. If we were to swipe or even use a damp sponge, it would not work. So if you use a dense brush, obviously if you don't have the C41, just something that's dense and flat like that, that would be perfect with this. And this is so great for oily skin types and balanced to dry, but definitely for oily. And then last but not least, this is at Sephora, but it's not as spicy priced. It's so good. Depending on how you prep your skin, it works well for all skin. I mean, look how much I've used. I love this foundation. Again, this one would be for just about everybody, depending on if you're prepping your skin for balance to dry, prepping it for combination, or prepping it for oily. I do have skin prep on my saved highlights if you want to check that out, but I'm actually going to use this one today, but let's give it a nice shake. So let's do a pump of this. We'll do a pump and a half. I want you to see what a pump and a half looks like. Look at how pink I am. It's so funny. And then let me grab my prototype brush and we'll start to work this one in. Get back there. My ears are so red right now. Definitely recommend this one. Also, they have so many different shades. And again, I mentioned about just skin prep. And then just about anybody can wear it. I'm not going to use this today, but I want y'all to check out the exit correctors. This is definitely something you want to add to your list. The two I use the most are going to be peach, which is this one, and then pink, and I use that more as a topper. I have so many videos on that. If you want, I'll do more to explain it. But definitely add these to your list. They are the best correctors that I have in my stash right now. So yesterday I mentioned the Best Skin Ever concealer. Still love it. Highly recommend. But if you're wanting to splurge, I love this one from Make Cosmetics. I absolutely love it. And I also like it as more of a brightener. It's so thin. It's wonderful. I did a whole video on it and I didn't even plan on doing that video. It just wowed me so much. Do you see how thin but pigmented that is? But how hydrated? I love it. I love it so much. Now for powder, I'm sure most of you already know exactly which one that I'm going to grab. It's my Givenchy powder. I wear shade 3 in this, but I can wear shade 4 as well. That one depends on if I'm wanting a pink under eye, and pink brightens in fair, we'll say fair light to medium tan skin tones. I actually have a whole video on that somewhere. I believe it's on Reels. But the chart that Givenchy has on the Sephora website is so helpful. You will definitely be able to find out what shade that you should wear. There is just nothing that compares to this powder. And I've used every powder. I know my DMs are going to be full now. Oh, have you used this one? Have you used this one? I'm going to layer it up a little bit more today. Me and my under eye need a little bit of brightening. But yes, I have used all of the powders. And there are some that I really, really like. But this one's my main squeeze. I'm actually going to go ahead and just set the center of my face. It's nice. And I do have a lot of DMs and screenshots that I could show you about how much all of you are loving the puff, but I'm a little too weak to go find them. But y'all are absolutely loving the puff, and they do make great gifts to actually come in the package. And I think it'd be a really cute little stocking stuffer. So just a quick little reminder about the puffs. Oh, and if you're wondering about brows, that is actually on my saved highlights, and that's still what I use religiously. So go check that out. Saved highlights. Really easy to find. Everything's there. So I don't use this powder a lot. This is going to be a finishing / setting powder. I also have a whole video on powders, but that's another story. I don't use it a lot because it is such a spicy price, but it's beautiful. Also from Gucci, and I'm able to wear this shade. It kind of shifts with me, so I'm able to wear it even when I'm more tan. We're just going to build it up a little bit more. I'm just giving y'all options. Do you absolutely need this powder? No, but if you want a wonderful, smooth, beautiful powder that's in a pretty package, and I feel like this would be such a good gift, yes, check it out, because this is the one. It's stunning. It sets your makeup. It's smoothing. I love this. I'm also using a C41. How pretty that is. And it doesn't mattify. You still have a beautiful glow, but then that glow doesn't emphasize texture. Wow. Also, this one right here, y'all seen me talk about this one. I haven't found a better high-end bronzer. I have lots of affordable bronzers I love, but if we're talking in terms of spicy price, this one. Just look at how smooth that is. It's just so easy to apply. I never have patchiness. It just glides right on as I'm pressing it in. I'm using 01 here as well. I can wear 02, but I've kind of been wearing 01 now that I'm a little bit more fair. And just look at that easy sculpt, a little bit here. It's just so easy. I don't know who he's talking to. I also want to mention, I feel like this bronzer gives just a little bit more coverage to the foundation and just makes it look a little bit more glam without all the effort. I'm telling you, I've been using this bronzer at 2 or 3 years, and there are affordable bronzers I love, but I will say for the price, this one is actually special, and that's beautiful. Listen, this is a very spicy price blush, but it's a 2-for-1 special, so we can put it on our eye, and I'm going to do that right now. This one's actually my favorite shade, and normally it's sold out, but if you can find it, please do. Please find this blush, and all of them are just absolutely gorgeous. This is shade 01, and the texture is like no other. The packaging is beautiful. It wears amazingly. I just can't hype this up enough. But again, I know it's really, really spicy price, but it's such a good gift. It's something really special. It's something that you'll remember. Oh, I remember when I got that. And you can wear it on your eye. And I know I keep saying that, but a lot of red pigments are not intended for the eye area. But this one you can. Isn't that so pretty? I'm telling you, these are just so special. The texture, I can't dupe this texture. There isn't another texture out there that is affordable like this. I'm telling you, these are special. And I know that they're really expensive, but it is something worth investing in. Well, I have you, of course, if you can find the liner, ask for this. Put this on your list. Let's do a little smidgel, right? I mean, it's just so easy to use. Do you see this? Easy peasy. Nothing compares. So we're just gonna grab this shade really quickly. on an E27 and smudge that underneath here. And then I'm going to show you the mascara you should get, and try. Okay, so the mascara by Terry all the way. I'm actually going to use it like this for my bottom lashes. And y'all have seen me recommend this for months now. I mean, look at this already. It's so nice, never flakes, never clumps. And you can layer it. And the fact that you get 2 brushes in one, magical. Okay, for lipstick, I need you to get at least 1 Queen Cosmetics gloss. They do have more wearable shades. I don't have anything on my lips right now. We'll just kind of throw this on. But you need to get them. They're so comfortable too. Look at that sparkle. You could wear this alone with just a lip liner. So pretty. Obviously, I don't have anything else on my lips, but I would definitely want this in my stocking. And for high end, I really think you should try the by Mario lip liners. I love them, and I also love that there's a lip brush in the other end here. 2 for 1 special. You'll know how much I love those. But this formula, everything about these lip liners, if you're looking for a lip liner, it's these. I love these. And then I'm going to show you one more high-end lipstick. I will say most of the lipsticks I like aren't high-end, but I love this one. This one lasts, woo! But you have to know how to prep your lips. I just kind of wiped this off a little bit, and now I'm going to put a little bit of powder just to make sure that there's no kind of lip balm residue. It's nice and dry, but also not crusty. Do you see this? Okay, moving on. So these are from NARS, and they're wonderful, but you have to know how to apply them. And also, lip liner kind of changes the formula, and it might make them transfer. So I recommend a lip brush with this one. And I also recommend working quickly and in sections if you aren't as quick as I am. And I was saying working in sections gives you a lot more playtime. That way you're not layering this over dry lipstick, and once you layer it over dry lipstick, it's going to kind of change. It's going to peel off and you won't get that beautiful wear time. But when I feel better, which should be tomorrow, excuse me, I will do how I prep my lips for these, and I'll just give you all a little bit of a tutorial because there's a lot of formulas like this on the market right now. I even think Revlon has one, and I need to compare it, but I will say I love these. I love this color, but once it's set, it doesn't move. It's so nice. I love these. They're awesome. So that's going to be it. That's everything. I didn't want to overwhelm y'all, even though that was a lot. I really wanted to be specific. These are things that you see me use all the time and that I absolutely love. Or like the Gucci powder, I absolutely love it, but I know it's so spicy priced, and I think it would be such a nice gift. I love y'all so much. I don't want y'all to worry about me again. This is just a cold. In fact, I feel a little bit better even sitting here. So I'm feeling better by the hour. But I love you all so much. Of course, I'll be here tomorrow. No cold is going to hold me down. Rain or shine, we're going to play in makeup. I love you. And I don't know what I'm posting tonight, but it's going to be good. It'll be something good. I actually might post the review for the Rare Beauty. I want y'all to see that. All right. I love y'all, and I'll see you in the comments tonight.